Good morning, Canada. This is Niagara Due North. Come on in to find out the latest in today's Canadian politics. While you're at it, why don't you hit the like button, comment something down below, and hit that subscribe button while you're at it. This is Niagara Due North.
This is station WX21, making a television broadcast direct from Niagara Falls. Are you ready, Niagara Falls? Let her go.
Hey, Canada, what's up? Hope you guys are all having a lovely holiday. Mine's just going great over here in the Niagara region. Really quickly, right off the bat, top stories that are just breaking, not really much information going on. Melanie Jolie and Dominic LeBlanc going down to Mar-a-Lago, as well as Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary is going down to Mar-a-Lago, but I got an actual story about that. So Doug Ford is probably going to an election. So if you live in Ontario, you might be blessed with two elections this early year. Trudeau shows up to a resort, gets in everyone's way with his entire army of protectors, and someone writes this rant right here. And Wayne Gretzky is MAGA. That's sick. That dude hangs out with the Trump. That's pretty freaking cool. Never knew. I kind of figured, close your eyes. Wayne Gretzky's, I don't know. I figured he was for Trudeau. So this is pretty crazy. Kevin O'Leary is actually pretty serious about merging Canada and US. And he's actually gonna go down to talk to Donald Trump about it. Check this out.
There's 41 million Canadians, basically the population of California, sitting on the world's largest amounts of all resources, including the most important, energy and water. Canadians, over the holidays, the last 2 days, have been talking about this. They want to hear more. And so, there's obviously a lot of issues, more details, but what this could be is the beginning of an economic union. Think about the power of combining the two economies, erasing the border between Canada and the United States, and putting all that resource up to the northern borders where China and Russia are knocking on the door. So secure that, give a common currency, figure out taxes across the board, get everything trading both ways, create a new, almost EU-like passport. I like this idea, and at least half of Canadians are interested. It's collapsing in Canada right now.
I mean, that actually doesn't sound too bad. Okay, so there's a real problem creeping in the world with this climate change, and that's the Arctic is having longer pools of the Arctic is having longer periods of no ice, and that's clearing a pathway for an extremely cheap shipping route for frigging everywhere. And Canada is the owner of it. So that's becoming an increasingly dire problem to deal with. And it's crazy. I've heard this being talked about for decades, like wars in the Arctic. That's what it was over. It's crazy how long it's been going on for. So we would probably need help from the States in order to secure that, right? So doing all this, that might help something. Think about an easier way to get to the States. That would be great. Right? We don't need to become United States. We don't need to abolish the border. He said abolish the border. No, we don't need to do that. But an easier way to get into the States would be great. I live in Niagara Falls. If I could just go to the States willingly because I'm Canadian, that would be awesome. That would be really awesome. So some of this stuff it sounds like it would be really good, right? US gets really cheap raw minerals for energy. We get benefits of America, It sounds really nice.
Nobody wants Trudeau to negotiate this deal. I don't want him doing it for me, so I'm going to go to Mar-a-Lago. I'll start the narrative. The 41 million Canadians, I think most of them would trust me on this deal.
Yeah, so I don't trust Trudeau to negotiate this deal. I'll go to Mar-a-Lago and talk about it myself. That's funny. You guys might have forgot, but Kevin O'Leary ran for prime minister. I think it was 2019 or 2015. And of course, he couldn't run because he could run, but there was no way he was going to win because he can't speak French. Quebec wins every election. Next, I have an article from the CBC, the mainstream media, from itself, talking about how India has been investigating human trafficking on the Canadian-American border ever since this one family died. And I remember hearing about this family dying a couple years ago in Manitoba. They froze to death. You might have heard about it. India's been investigating our border ever since then on the human trafficking. Everyone knows about the human trafficking. I tried finding the documentary. Lauren Southern made a documentary. Maybe it's behind a paywall. She made a documentary where she got these people to smuggle her across the border. Okay? So right here we go. India alleges Canadian colleges linked to trafficking foreign students over Canada-US border. I've talked about it before. I've seen it hundreds of times. Brampton especially, like the Brampton city is fucking sus. Okay? They got like 500 colleges. They're all over strip malls. They don't offer anything. They're just for Indians to show up, spend lots of money at a college to get into Canada and become a temporary student. Maybe they're in collusion with the Trudeau government. Indian law enforcement agencies say they're investigating alleged links between dozens of colleges in Canada and two entities in Mumbai, accused of illegally ferrying students across the Canada-US border. A news release Tuesday from India's Enforcement Directorate, a multidisciplinary organization that investigates money laundering and foreign exchange laws, said a multi-city search has revealed incriminating evidence of human trafficking. All that the Trudeau government may be involved in. The allegations have not been tested in court. The federal government, the RCMP, the Indian High Commission in Ottawa, and multiple Canadian college officials did not immediately respond to requests for comment. The U.S. Embassy said Thursday it had no comment. Indian officials say they launched their investigation after this is the guy. Indian officials... Oh, and this is the guy right here. Indian officials say they launched their investigation after Jagdish Baldavai Patel was found dead alongside his wife and two children near a border crossing between Manitoba and United States. January 19th, 2022. I remember hearing about that. Because there's no way anything can be that cold when you're from India. Last month, a Minnesota jury found Steve Sand of Florida. So they caught the two that did it, sentenced them to jail. Prosecutors said Buddy, enough with the name. Buddy coordinated a sophisticated operation while Sand was a driver who was supposed to pick up 11 Indian immigrants on the Minnesota border. On the Minnesota side of the border, only 7 survived the foot crossing. Oh, that was the family that died. Canadian authorities found the Patel family later that morning, dead from the cold. That's crazy. That's crazy. India is getting involved in it. I think Trudeau is fucked beyond all belief. Lastly, on today's video, Boxing Day was an absolute shit show in Toronto. I don't know if you live there. If you do, comment down below. Why do you live there? Toronto is fucking awful. Niagara's no better. Why do I live here? I don't know. Close to American shopping. All right, we're just going to react to some Eaton Center tweets, stuff from the Eaton Center, because, you know, the usual Muslims had to destroy Canadian Christian holidays. All right, let's jump right in here. I have never looked at these before. Okay, so we're going to react live. Ian Mouse Chung. Jewish-owned businesses are being targeted at the Eaton Centre in Toronto by leftist protesters. Welcome to Justin Trudeau's Canada. And Ian Miles Chung's a fucking moron. It's crazy it hasn't stopped yet. I don't even think Gaza's around anymore, to be honest with you. Those guys are losing. Those guys are gonna lose. Those guys are gonna lose bad. Those guys are gonna lose bad. Am I denying a genocide? No. But they're gonna lose bad. Oh my god. Shopping at the Eaton Centre in today's Canada. Did the Eaton Centre took it down? How long was it up for? West Edmonton Mall too. These are Ian Mouse Chung. Let's look at some comments. Don't listen to that garbage, man. These people are fucking dumb. Israel just bombed the last hospital in Gaza, killing 50 people and 5 doctors. Last hospital down. This is supposed to be comments, guys. Where's all the comments at? Yeah, they're also protesting at a bookstore. An Indigo store. Like, what do you think about that? Oh my god, I'm so glad I didn't go shopping yesterday. And it probably would have looked like that without those guys being there, to be honest with you. Toronto Eaton Centre Boxing Day. Just stay away from there anyways, man. But Jesus, I don't know. There's nothing surprising to me. This is the daily life of fucking Toronto now. By now, everybody that lives in Toronto is just walking by them everywhere. They're just allowed everywhere. These people are freaking annoying. What do you think? You, Gary. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Tell all your friends about Niagara Due North. I got a bar. We come and hang out in it. And we make fun of libs. And libtards. And Justin Trudeau. So, love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.